Hi everybody, it's Lori with Main Street Gardener. It's a little windy today, so I apologize. We're just going to be out here for a little bit. So today I am planning what I'm going to do in this space for this summer. So last year I did some containers that were connected to the gutter. They went across the gutter and were just filled with beautiful annuals. And I loved it. So first, let me tell you, this is an original, what they called a summer kitchen. It was probably built in the late 1800s, possibly even before our house was built. This used to be a peach and pear orchard, and this was probably used to store items throughout the winter, to cook in. They used to make like almost like a moonshine, and they could have even done that out of this area. Now, when you come down from our driveway and through the garden, this is the first thing you see. And as it is, it's not very attractive. So last year, I filled it with flowers and I loved it. We have water that we have a line that we ran through, so everything was able to stay hydrated. And we don't get too much rain in the summer, and this gutter does not really get a lot of rain water flow. So the flowers worked great. For this coming year, I have a vision of actually doing planters. I have planter boxes over here and here. They are little metal boxes. And I have grown everything you can imagine in these containers. So what I'm envisioning is maybe doing a row of the containers and actually growing vegetables and flowers. So the idea would be to companion plant and just have it filled with beautiful flowers, herbs, cherry tomatoes, maybe some beans or cucumbers, and just have it this beautiful space like a kitchen garden, but also kind of a cutting garden. So I'm doing some research. If you have ever planted a container filled with both veg and flowers, let me know. I'd love to know your successes, your failures, what's worked and what hasn't. Reminder, I'm in zone 7B, and I can grow most things throughout the summer season. So the first step today, I'm actually going to do some measuring. I just want to get an idea of the length of the bed and the height. So let's start with the height. I'm envisioning that most containers come at about 2 feet. That would be about right there. And then if you envision the dirt and the plants coming up, I think 2 feet could be a really nice height. Now there are containers that are 36 inches, and I had thought about a taller one, but that is not going to work. When you're out here looking at it, you realize that's going to be way too tall. And I'm not going to go all the way to this end because our table is right here. We have a very long table. So I'll probably start at this gutter rung. And we also have our seating area. So that's going to be right at 8 feet. That is a lot of planning. From that first rung over to that one is really what I think we need. So I'm going to go inside, get on the computer. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to share with you my vision, ideas that I have, plantings. And again, if you've ever done a combo planter, let me know in the description of the video. And I can't wait to show you the steps after I get the planters in and once spring arrives and we can plant. Okay, I'll see you inside. Okay, so to get started planning, I am actually here in Pinterest. So Pinterest is one of my favorite tools to use. So I did some Google searches, I looked through some of my favorite garden websites, and then I went to Pinterest and started a board. So these are called boards in Pinterest. And I have this one called Veg and Flower Containers. I will send the link to you in the description of the video in case you want to check it out. So I love the way Pinterest organizes. So this is giving me all my information, all of my dream images, dream articles, all about veg and flower containers in one place. So I found incredible ideas about creating a garden plan, about when to seed start, companion planting, just a ton of ideas. But the beauty of Pinterest is you can click more ideas and it's going to give you more ideas themed on what you're thinking about. And then what you can do is actually just pin them to that same page. So Pinterest just couldn't be any easier. One particular article and image really spoke to me, and that was this 𝐅𝐿 McGee's kitchen garden. And I read the article. I just absolutely loved this layout. And so I'm going to show you some more in just a minute, but this was one that was definitely inspiration. So what I like to do is when I come across images that are truly some of my favorite, I just save the image. And what I'm going to do is create a vision board for my garden space with these images. So now that I have all of my dream garden images and diagrams saved, I'm actually going to open up the program Canva. From there, I just upload the files into my Canva upload folder. Then I can take my diagram, and basically all you do is drag and drop your images where you want them. If you make a mistake, you can always undo, but you just kind of move them around and place them. Now I'm going to share this vision board with you as a template so you could actually drag your own images in and create your own vision board. So I hope you have fun playing with it. I really enjoy doing this. I am going to print this out and hang it up in my garden studio. And as I begin to plant seeds and design this garden bed, I will use this as a reference point. Okay, so the next step that I took is I've actually made a list of all the plants that I think will work in my zone, that will be great companion plants, and that I am going to attempt to plant in my new garden bed. So I've put a little star by my favorites. But these are pretty general plants. These are not anything special, but I am going to try to look for some unique varieties of these plants. So if you have some favorites, please let me know. But I'm going to just print this out. I will also save a link to this template in the video as well. So after all my research and taking images and building my mood board, it hit me that I could take an image of my space and bring it into Canva and then bring some garden boxes into the scene to see how they're going to look and work. So what I'm going to do is I've got some images of the garden boxes, and I'm just going to bring those into another document. You can use this background remover. It removes it. And then I'm just going to scale this image down, and then we'll copy it and bring it into our garden space. Now, if you don't use Canva, it is just such an incredible tool. I love it. I use it all the time. All right, so this is a taller box. I just wanted to kind of see how that would look. This one is, I think, like a 36 inch. And so then I am just going to duplicate it and kind of bring this in so I can see if I had the full look. I even like these little pots in front. Isn't that cute? So this would be if I did a really long, the entire expanse where that first bracket is all the way over, and I can kind of see how this would look. So the taller beds, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that. I feel like it might end up being too heavy. I mean, right here, it looks good. So let's try one more example. So I have a different image. I'm going to bring this image in, and let's go ahead and do the background remover. And then I'm just going to scroll it down, and let's copy it. And oh yeah, I'd already placed it in here so you guys can see it. There we go. So this is a smaller size bed. And of course, you know, we could play with the scale, but I think that would be how a smaller size looks. So that's interesting to me as well. I feel like that may be better scale. I think this little planter box I have right here though is 17 inches, and I definitely feel like that's too low. So I may have to keep looking. All right, so let me know what you think. Let me just delete that page. Between this kind of big look versus something a little more subtle and a smaller box. But as I've been looking at this, what hit me, where I really need your help, and let me pull up the draw tool, is I already have these boxes right here. So these two boxes are great. I fill these with annuals. They are filled completely with dirt. I've done everything you can imagine with these boxes. So, you know, technically I could move these boxes over. That could be an option. I also could just make this the garden area. So let's go back to this and move this box over, because I do have my green stock here that I fill with veggies. So I could do that, and then I could still do flowers in the gutter next year. I could also do both. So maybe I do 2 of these. So I could make the existing beds a veggie bed, and I also could add here, so I would have 2. I don't like things to get crowded, and I don't like too many things going on. So I'm just having a really hard time deciding what I should do. So let me know in the comments, would you add another set of planter boxes and go for it? Would you just use and plant in the boxes you have? Would you move these boxes over and do something else in this area? I mean, I've thought about doing a really large tree in a container, move the green stalk, you know, kind of get rid of that and just do a really big tree here. So it would kind of block what's going on. Oh my goodness, so many options, but let me know in the comments what you think based on what you're seeing in the space. And I'm gonna keep thinking about it. I'm going to go back outside and look at it, and this spring you'll find out what I decide. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for your comments. I can't wait to solve this garden dilemma, and I hope you had fun seeing some of my planning tools. Have a great one, everybody.